For sure.
You guys already know this is the main one tapping in all the way from H-Town, Houston, Texas. I'm here with my boy T.A.G.
T.A.G.
T.A.G sucks.
T.A.G, very nice, very evil.
T.A.G's gonna kill you.
That's T.A.G shit.
Whose house? T.A.G's house, baby.
The only thing we're gonna do is take over, baby.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Free fall as I die through the kaleidoscope in my mind. No rope up to climb. Gotta remind myself that I'm fine. Mama.
What it is, what it was, and what it do, Tag Nation. Welcome to another episode of NXT.A.G with the greatest tag prediction predictor of all time, Mr. TPC, ScooterRay. Shout out to Liv Morgan. All right, guys, as y'all see it on the screen, we starting the show off with Jada Parker, Thea Hale, taking on the unofficial, unnamed Dungeon Dolls. That was the name Natty and Maxine had when they were a short-lived thing. So I'm just renaming them Dungeon Dolls, and this is WWE. Let's just call them Dungeon Dolls 2.0, or the new Dungeon Dolls. Or if they were Dungeon Dolls with an S, they're Dungeon Dolls with a Z. Gotta make them cool. This is still the continuation of when Jada's been beefing with Natty and her whole crew. Thea got roped into it. Now we're here. Thea and Jada gets the dub. Shout out to Jada Parker's new music. I like how they included the Miss Parker in the song and everything because she gets that chant. She gets that chant, so why not include it in the song? But yeah, Jada and Thea gets the upper hand here. This is that typical WWE thing of we don't really have nothing for these moving pieces. So we're going to try our best to just throw y'all into some things so that way y'all are still featured. So no telling how long this feud is going to keep going because you know it's not over, you know. So yeah, but it's good, I guess, to see Thea and Jada get some wins and get some love. That's what I would say with that. Then we move on to a segment with Miles and Tavion back there talking. They're getting ready for their tag team title opportunity against Vanity Project. And Tavion is extra intense, extra hyped up because, you know, he's never been a champion before. And, you know, he was even going as far as like, I don't know what I'm going to do if we don't win. And in my head, I was like, we're about to get that heel turn kind of energy. But more on that later. Then we get Tony D. He comes to the ring, and he's pretty much discussing the events of last week with Grayson Waller coming out saying what he's saying. Cruz Montana punching him in the face and all of these things. And Grayson interrupts Tony. And then eventually Cruz interrupts all of that. And it officially next week is going to lead to Grayson versus Cruz. Winner gets Tony D at Heatwave. That's pretty much where that leads to. Ren QCC is back there talking. Of course, that's Ren Sinclair and Kendall Gray. Ren is defending her Women's Speed Championship. Kendall is defending her NXT Women's Championship in the main event in the Underground. So they were kind of, you know, basically talking, saying that, hey, we're going to both walk out with our championships kind of energy. Then we get to that match. Ren defending her speed championship against Zarya. Now they didn't have to go through a tournament. This was fast tracked. Of course, per the speed championship rules, the championship matches are 5 minutes, not 3. And the caveat to this match was if Ren wins, she gets a shot at Zarya. She gets a shot at Zarya's Women's North American Championship. Let me say it that way. And the match wasn't bad. You can kind of see as the match was progressing how it was going to end. And pretty much it ended with the time limit running out. Zarya was starting to get the upper hand, but by the time she was really getting the upper hand, it was like 17 seconds left. She speared Ren outside the ring. By the time she tried to get her, well, she speared Ren through the ropes kind of outside. Then when she was getting her back in, Ren somehow reversed Zarya and was trying to put her in the final wrench, but the time expired. Then Zarya beat up on Ren. So I can't remember if it was, it was next week. So next week, Ren gets a North American Championship shot at Zarya. So we'll see how that goes. Then we get a segment of OTM talking, and pretty much Lucian is like, I'm not upset at what's happening. I know you got Los Perros del Mal and AAA, and pretty much he said it twice. I need to come up with a backup plan too. And when he first said it, Bronco was like, backup plan? Like what you talking about? Birthright shows up, and Birthright jaw-jacking, talking shit. And then Lucian was like, look here, Alexis, if you want to do this, we can do this. And I can't remember if he was trying to challenge Lexus for his speed championship, but that's kind of seemed like where it was leading at. And then that's when Lucian kind of looked back, and Lucian was kind of like, well, they made a comment about, you're a tag wrestler. What you doing wrestling singles kind of energy? And then that's when Lucian kind of reiterated the backup plan. And then once again, Bronco was looking like, what is this backup plan kind of thing? So it seems like while Bronco is going to be playing double duty, I guess Lucian is not going to be afraid to step out on his own. Then we get a segment of Grayson and Kalani talking, and pretty much Kalani was saying, you made the main roster, you came back down, you're now now you're already in a contendership situation. And she was like, I still haven't got a chance to get a shot, a single shot at the NXT Women's Championship kind of energy. And she was like, but don't worry, when I do, I'm gonna make sure I do the one thing that you didn't do. And he was like, what's that? Winning on my first try. And then when she was walking off, he goes, Kalani, make sure you don't miss. You know what I'm saying? Nice to mellow. And Kalani was like, I won't. Then Mason Rook walks up, and Mason was like, hey, yo, say, big dog, you was popping all that shit last week. Like, I didn't make the same sacrifices you made. You know what I'm saying? And Grayson was looking at him like, sacrifices, huh? And right when they was kind of about to get into it, Cam Hendricks showed up. Cam and Mason start squabbling. Grayson is like back there, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I want to see in NXT, and all that type of stuff. So that went off. Now we get into that tag team title match. Vanity Project's nope. I'm mixing up their names. Ricky Smokes and Brad Baylor defending against North American champ Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights. Y'all, I was so happy that Miles and Tavion won them tag team titles. Nothing against Vanity Project, but the fact that they made them tag champs, and the fact that they beat Dark State for the tag titles is even crazier. Yeah, I know Saquon has stuff to do with it, but Jesus. As of right now, I am glad the Vanity Project experiment of them being tag champs is done. It was a hard-fought match. There was some distractions, interference, and confusion. There was many a times it looked like Vanity Project was going to retain, but I am so glad these interchangeables lost. And new tag champs, y'all. Tavion Heights and Miles Bourne. Yes, Miles Bourne is now champ. But they were still hinting at maybe Jackson Drake still may be going after his North American title. So we'll see how that goes. Now, there was an interesting moment when Vanity Project was walking back from Gorilla. They walked into Keanu, and Keanu and Micah had a little stare down. And it wasn't the we gonna fight stare down, it was the almost could be interpreted as a lovey-dovey stare down. Pausing for dramatic effect. Just letting y'all simmer on that. Michael Lockwood and Keanu Carver. And we move on to the next segment, which was Lizzie Rain, the Maiden of Metal, being cornered by Izzy Dame. Boy, try to say Izzy and Lizzie, say all these names 10 times fast, rather. Lizzie Rain, Izzy Dame, Lizzie Rain, Izzy Dame. But she was cornered by the Cullen, Izzy and Nico, and pretty much they was like, well, blah, 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 blah. Sean Spears kind of appears out of nowhere, and it's going to lead into a mixed tag match. The Cullen taking on Lizzie and Sean next week. There you go. Then we get to the next match. EK Prosper, Keanu Carver. Now, recently, they've been kind of having a attitude change for Keanu Carver. And I will say this. For me, it's best. Because making him kind of the stereotypical angry black dude wasn't really working for me. Him being just kind of just overly aggressive, that wasn't really working because there was no need for it. Like, the way they had that character portrayed, it was too stereotypical. It was kind of almost veering on the side of disrespectful a little bit. So as of now, I am glad they're giving him this character change. And he went out there and wrestled a match with EK. He wasn't trying to do no shenanigans or anything. And hell, he even won on a roll-up. He rolled up EK Prosper, and after the match, shook his hand. So yeah. We get a Dark State segment, and pretty much Cutler and Osiris are pretty much talking. They're kind of happy that they won that 6-man tag. Dion was back there seething, and now they was like, oh, we got angry Dion again. And Dion was pretty much like, I don't see how y'all not. Like, we won against a hodgepodge team. We used to be tag champs. We used to be feared. We used to be them dudes around here. Like, what's really good kind of energy. But it led to him pretty much, I guess, challenging Saquon. So they did announce that, I guess, to kind of settle it, Dion and Saquon next week. Shiloh gives us an update. He said due to the match, he broke some kind of bone in his face. So he was like, he's going to be out of action for a while. And then Apple. When I tell you why I said Apple, you will understand. After he started giving Snapple facts. So that's what Snapple. He started giving Snapple facts about things in wrestling, and some of it was kind of interesting. Not gonna lie. Then we get on to Robert Stone was talking to somebody on the phone, and he was pretty much talking about how this person's a free agent, and I guess we're gonna see what that means in the upcoming weeks. Then that's when Montana walks up. I still cannot get used to saying Cruz Montana. I want to say Mike Santana so bad. But Montana walks up, and that's when he had announced about the number one contenders match. And then Tristan Angels walked up, and Tristan Angels was like, I don't see how the new guy, in his British voice, but just pretend the voice I'm using is his British voice. I don't see how the new guy comes in and he's already getting potential title opportunities. And Montana's like, so I wrestled on Madison Square Garden. I wrestled on the other two PLEs he mentioned, and he was like, where were you when I was doing all of that? And he was like, and how long you been here? And Angels was like 3 months, and he was like, and I'm the new guy, huh? So I mean, to be fair, the way my brain thinks of it, that was Mike Santana that did all of that. So Cruz Montana is technically the new guy. I'm just saying, that's just me and my weirdo brain. Then we get to the main event, NXT Underground. Kendall Gray defending her women's championship against Lola Vice. Now going to this match, of course Lola picks this match because it's her match. She's 4-0. Shayna Baszler, Natalya, Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan. Those are the 4 women she beat. Keep in mind those names. And this was a pretty good NXT Underground match. Like the way they did it, it was NXT Underground. I would say NXT did the Underground match favors because boy, when it was on WWE, it was rough. RUFF, rough. So NXT has definitely done it favors since the Underground match has been there. But yep, you heard that exasperated sigh. There was a ref bump because he took Lola spinning back fist. Lola pretty much kind of choked out Kendall, but of course the ref wasn't there. While Lola is trying to get up the ref, Ren is kind of pretty much pep talking Kendall, slapping her in the face and everything. Led to some kicks, some strikes. Kendall hitting the arm bar, and the way, she had it, Lola tapped. And I flipped a table. I finally found a reason to flip a table. Now, I'm not mad Kendall won because once again, if you've been hearing me on here, I've been saying they was going to make her champion at some point. It's the fact that she won on Lola's match. So now Lola is 4-1. And once again, Shayna Baszler, Natalya, Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan, but she couldn't beat Kendall Gray. Flipped a table. If this was a normal match, just a normal rematch, fine. But the fact that they had to do it in Underground, I was like, all right. Then not only the fact that they did it in Underground, but there was many times where Kendall had the dub. Lola had the dub. But, Kendall just has to keep fighting back. Whatever. Y'all got it. Fine. Whatever. So, Kendall's still champ. So now I'm going to assume Lola is probably going to do something else. Maybe finally Kalani can get her one-on-one opportunity at Heat Wave because as of now, she needs an opponent for a Heat Wave. So there you go. But that was NXT. It wasn't a bad show. One of the first times that all the matches that were advertised were all the matches that happened, because normally in the world of wrestling, matches just spontaneously can happen. Oh, you looked at me wrong backstage. Well, let's go sell it tonight then, huh? You telling me that match wasn't planned? What you mean? That wasn't on the card? Y'all just suddenly had room for a whole match to take place because somebody looked at somebody wrong in the back? But fine, whatever. But yeah, we're building towards Heat Wave. Remember that it's the show that is competing with AEW's All In, so keep that in mind as well. And that's my time, ladies and gentlemen. Whether y'all loved it, hate it, don't forget to rate it thumbs up, thumbs down. Leave all your likes, comments, cares, concerns, all that stuff down in the comment section below. If you haven't already, make sure you tag that subscribe button and also to tag that notification bell so you can be notified when we post this goodness. Shout out to Lip Dizzle, Jaeger Bombastic, Juggs, aka the Juggernaut Show, and our current reigning, defending predictions champ, Leo, aka Kicking It with Leo. And until next time, you beautiful people, love yourself, love one another, take care of yourself, and take care of one another. And until next time, don't forget to tag out. Peace.
Free fall as I dive through the kaleidoscope in my mind. No rope up to climb. Gotta remind myself that I'm fine. Mama